everybody, welcome to Redbird Landscape Design. I'm Anieca. Given the fact that we're out here and it's summer, Florida, it's hot. Many states are in severe drought situations. So therefore, I thought the best thing to talk about today would be watering. I know a lot of people are thinking, I know how to water. Who knows not how to water? It's easy. Yes and no. There is a right way and a wrong way. Given that water is such a valuable resource, I thought it would be best to show how to spot water, target your watering, so we're not wasting the valuable resource that it is. So stay with me and I'll show you how I use what watering tools that I have in my space, how to do it, why to do it, and hopefully you can use some of the information for your benefit and also to conserve water and save some money as well. We'll get into it right now. Okay, so let's start off with our watering tools that I use most often in my environment. The good old-fashioned watering can. This guy is 2 gallons. I'll often put liquid fertilizer or crystallized fertilizers in there that are soluble, water soluble, and can dissolve in there. Also, this guy has a diffuser on the end so that when you're pouring the water out, it'll spray out and mimic rainfall, so it won't destroy the plants or smash them down if you've got some very tender vegetation that you're trying to take care of and water. The next obvious is the old handheld watering system. This guy has 5-6 different heads on it that you can choose from rinse, which is a high pressure blast, shower, which is exactly what it sounds like, a rain shower. I use that one the most often. A flat edge that's got one side will spray downward. A mist, which is often used in when you're producing seedlings, when you've grown things from seeds, you want to mist them very finely and evenly and not pound them down and overwater them. So these are a really great tool to have as well. A lot of people use them, and I'll show you in a little bit exactly how to water with them in the best way possible. The next piece I have here is your basic old-fashioned stationary watering system. It's just a regular sprinkler head. My grandmother had one of these. So as you can see, it just has a whole bunch of little bubbles, the openings here, and it sprays out. This will probably send out a nice fine mist. Actually, it's heavier than a mist. 25-30 feet. So you can get a small area in like a contained space instead of shooting it all over the place. You can focus in on one area. And that's all it is. It just has several little holes on the top here. Hook it up to the hose and you're good to go. Doesn't move, stays in place. Next thing I have that I use, I love this one a lot. And it's got a lot of water in it still. So it has a timer on it. As you can see, it's stationary. You set it down on the ground. But it has a timer on it. You can set up how many hours that you want it to run. So you're not putting it down and you go do whatever housework or you're off doing something else in the yard and you forget. 5 hours later, the water's still running. Not good. Done that. So this helps me out a lot because sometimes I do forget it. So have a timer on this. Also, it has this little ring, right? These little knobbies right here. See that? And there's another one on the other side. So you can adjust these all the way around 360 or not and bring them to a smaller arc or degree, right like this, here and here, and you'll only water that space instead of going all the way around. You can really hone in on one corner of your yard of something that just doesn't seem to get watered properly. Also, on the top of this sprinkler head has an adjustment piece, and I'll zoom in here for you. So it has 4 little holes here. So as this piece comes down, it covers over these other holes, so it limits how much water and how far the water will shoot out. Really helpful tool. Another obvious piece that most people have in their yards is called an oscillating sprinkler. I'm sure people's grandmothers, or grandparents rather, have had these. We used to run through them as a kid. Had a blast in the summertime. So this guy, it isn't as it should be. It's gotten broken over the time, but hooks up. This is actually a adjustment spot here where you can open up how far of a gap the water will spray, and you can limit how far you go back and forth. Also, you can contain the spaces within the spraying of the water itself. So pretty good tool to have. I don't use it that often because oscillating sprinklers aren't the best with conserving water. As it shoots out, you're usually going over a wide space. And most often I will use it when I'm putting in a big planting bed that needs a lot of area covered in a short period of time. Also, if you're putting in sod, it will spray out and shoot and go back and forth, back and forth. The situation is that when that water shoots out into the air, sometimes wind will catch it and a drift will occur. So you're not getting the target. Your water isn't hitting what you want. You usually lose 30 to 40% of the moisture when you're using an oscillating sprinkler. So a really good idea to not use it when it's windy so that the water is hitting where you want it to go. Another tool, this is the one I use a lot, especially in the garden. This is a watering wand, as it looks like a wand. Love it, kind of looks like a golf club or a baseball bat. So this guy is awesome. It pivots at this end, so when the hose is there and it's kinking up on you, it will unfurl and not drive you crazy. It also has a shut-off valve here, off and on, so that when you're watering, you need, oh, I gotta stop, I gotta move that thing over, or whatever, you can turn it off and on. Also, like the hand watering piece here, this has heads that you can adjust to, different types. There's a shower head, just mimicking rainfall again. Another one that will, like a blast that comes out and you can literally peel paint with it. My water pressure here is off the chain. So, but really great tool. I love it because you can really hit the target that you want and do it right and efficiently. And most importantly, you're not wasting water. Using the right tool for the right situation is key in keeping your water consumption down and being smart about your water usage. Last thing I want to show you regarding water consumption and being smart about how much you're using and when is the timer. This little wonderful device hooks up to your hose. There's your hose connection. Hooks up to your hose connection. And then you can send out another hose line into wherever you're going to water. This is actually at your spout, or you might have a little shorter hose. Connect it here. Hose connects to here, goes out. This head here has a timer on it, and you set up how long you want it to water. 120 minutes, 105 minutes. Yep, and it breaks down in 15-minute increments, so that's fantastic. And it also has a filter on the end to keep things out that you don't want. So stay with me here. We'll show you how to spot water and target water and how to do it the right way so you're not wasting water and not wasting your time. So, as promised, I'm going to show you all how to spot water. Excuse this hose, see it, the nozzle isn't secured better anymore, so I'm telling you all about water conservation, and I'm leaking like a sieve here. But anyway, so I have a shower setting put on there, as you can see. And when you're spot watering, that means, as it sounds, you're going to hit the target specifically using the shower setting. It's much easier on the plant. You're not beating the heck out of the plant. So, and also notice I'm going in a circle around the plant. That helps a lot to distribute the water evenly all the way around the plant. So you won't have roots reaching from one side if they're only getting water from one side. And the next tip I want to show you using this hand watering, same thing applies with any other handheld watering devices, is to target down at the roots of a plant. Right down here, you always want to hit here, not up here, especially in a hot sunny day like today. You potentially burn those leaves and it's very difficult on the plant itself. So hit the target down low at the roots, base of the plant, water in. So I let in the pot situation like this, I'll soak it. I'll wait a few minutes for it to dissipate and drain through. Super important, make sure all your pots have drain holes, otherwise the roots could possibly rot. Most often they will. So now it's drained through. I will go back and do one more hit, around, and that way you know you've thoroughly watered the plant. Here, let's do this citronella again. We'll do the same thing, get down in there. It's in the shade, so I'm not overly worried about burning the plant. Let it soak in. Too bad y'all can't smell it. It smells amazing. Citronella is just wonderful. So you can see it's percolating down. We'll add a little bit more. You don't want to overwater. And there you have it. So once again, let's not water above like the rain. We're going to bring it down to the bottom, underneath the plant, go at the bottom all the way around the base of the plant, and I kind of keep a count in my head of how long I'm watering, and go back in behind it, reach back in there, and this way you're asking the roots to stretch out and grab the water that's being left around the base of the plant. Okay, when we went over to the various tools that I have that I use to water, I showed you folks this orbiting stationary sprinkler head. As you can see, it'll shoot out going all the way down to that bird bath. And I can monitor and adjust it so that it doesn't do all the way over to the other side of the yard. Got a great water flow on it. And you see the heads shooting it out. It's great. And then you can go in right here and adjust that top line, and it'll shoot out even higher and further if that's the situation you have and what you may need to do regarding your watering. Here again is your little bumps out here that will adjust how far in the range it'll go. See, it's going to stop. Click, because that's where I stopped it. And then the other side, here's the other tab where it's going to stop. You hear it click, click, yep, and there it goes back. Really great resource to have. Does a great job. I don't have to worry about wasting water. I have the most important piece of the puzzle in my hand. This little guy is a rubber washer. When you don't have these in the bottom of your connection to your hose, it really makes things really soupy. What it does is stops water from leaking out of your devices. So see that in there? There's a black ring in there, and I hope y'all can hear me because my air conditioning unit just turned on. But that little rubber stopper gives you a good firm connection with the hose line, and then you're not losing water. It's not running out down the hose, and you've got a wet leg and a wet foot, and again, it conserves water and makes sure that you're not wasting. So if you don't have that wonderful, I don't know if you guys can see it in there. There should be a black ring in there. That's one of these. Super important. It makes life easier, a lot less wet when you don't want to be.